I recently finished this tiny Raspberry Pi Cyberdeck. First, you'll need a Raspberry Pi board. In this build, I'm using a Pi 5. Next, you'll need an M5 stack CardKB. The keyboard is the perfect size to match the Raspberry Pi board. For power, I chose one 865 cells rated at 3500 mAh each. I also added a cooling fan to keep the system running cool. For the display, I chose a 4-inch touchscreen from Waveshare. It comes with built-in pogo pins that connect directly to the Raspberry Pi, providing both touchscreen functionality and power. First, I'll arrange all the components to determine the overall size before building the enclosure. To build the frame, I used 3mm and 2mm brass rods. Bend the brass rods according to the dimensions in the drawing. Then cut them to length using a hacksaw. Solder the pieces together. Don't forget to use a little flux and set your soldering iron to around 400 degrees Celsius. Connect the two side frames with 4 8cm brass rods. Place the display into the frame we just built. The display already comes with pre-applied adhesive on the back. Next, let's move on to the keyboard. I added a few 2mm brass rods underneath to prevent the keyboard from flexing when pressed. Remove the keyboard's connector. Then glue the keyboard in place. Solder the keyboard's G and D connection directly to the frame. For the remaining connections, I use 1mm brass wire. You can find the wiring diagram in the video description. To get both devices working on the same I2C bus, we need to remove these two resistors. Next, we'll need a boost converter to step the battery voltage from 3.7 volts up to 5 volts and power the entire device. To prevent voltage drop, I modified the converter to output 5.16 volts, giving the Raspberry Pi a more stable power supply. Then solder both G and D terminals of the converter directly to the frame. Connect the positive 5 volts output directly to the display's pogo pin. To charge the battery, I'm using a power bank charging module. All ground connections are soldered directly to the frame. I added a power switch to turn the device on and off. I also added a battery percentage display. And a pair of speakers. I'm making speaker grills to protect the speakers and make them easier to attach to the frame. These two speakers will be soldered directly to the display's audio output. I removed the battery wrapping so I could solder the cells together. And mount them inside the frame. Connecting the battery's positive terminal. The charging works perfectly. And the battery percentage display is accurate as well. Finally, solder the frame to the outer shell of the display's USB-C port. I soldered a few extra decorative details onto the frame, which also help reinforce it. I'll coat the entire device with conformal coating for protection. But first, we need to mask off the speakers and all the connectors. Apply it in a well-ventilated area and keep it away from open flames. While the coating dries, let's install the operating system. Use the Raspberry Pi imager to flash the operating system. You can install Raspberry Pi OS, but I'll be using Ubuntu for this build. Next, follow the instructions on the Waveshare wiki to enable the touchscreen. Now that the coating is dry, we can continue with the build. It protects the electronics from oxidation, offers light water resistance, and provides electrical insulation. Attach the cooling fan to the Raspberry Pi board. Finally, install it into the enclosure we built to complete the project. At this point, the built-in keyboard isn't working yet, so we'll need to connect an external keyboard for the initial setup. We'll need to open a terminal to enable the CardKB keyboard. To keep this video from getting too long, I'll leave the code and detailed setup instructions in the video description. And with that, the build is complete. Both the touchscreen and keyboard work flawlessly. This project features the satellite smart clock that automatically synchronizes the time over Wi-Fi. It also displays real-time temperature, humidity. Powered by 2 solar panels, the built-in battery keeps the clock running efficiently. It's such a cool device to pull out and start working on. It's great for entertainment too, although I'd recommend connecting an external keyboard and mouse. Good luck building your own version. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next project.